Tansi Nitotem. Hello, my friend. I'm Nadine, and this is Moon Messages, where I offer sacred medicine card readings, messages from the Great Mystery. I'm here today on the banks of the North Saskatchewan River, just outside of Enoch Cree Nation. This is Treaty 6 territory near Omsquatchie, Waskahigun, also known as Beaver Hill House or Edmonton, Alberta, Canada. I welcome you here with me to receive the messages that the Great Mystery has to offer the collective today. Whether you are indigenous or ally, you are more than welcome here with me to receive this message and these teachings. Just like the medicine wheel, whether you are yellow, red, black, or white, we were meant and made to sit in circle together. So everyone is welcome here. Now, before we get into the reading, as always, we will get started in a good way through ceremony. And so I will begin with a tobacco offering. Feel free to pause the video at this time if you feel called to grab your own offering and smoke medicine, or you can just sit here and join alongside me. Creator, please accept this offering of tobacco as a sign of my gratitude for today, for this moment of connection, for this land. May this tobacco carry my prayers. I ask that you allow me to be an open channel to pass on the messages you know the collective needs most at this time. And I offer you this gratitude, this tobacco in gratitude of the teachings and the wisdom you offer us here today. Hi, hi. Creator, thank you for this sacred sage. Thank you to Mother Earth who nurtured it and Father Sky who rained down on it. Thank you to Muslim Sun who bestowed his life force energy, and Kuka Moon who shared her wisdom in its darkness. Sacred sage, I thank you for sacrificing your life to share your medicine with me here today. Please know that you are here to cleanse my body, mind, spirit, and emotions of all negativity, all low frequencies and unwanted attachments, to set me free of anything that does not serve my highest good and the good of all my relations. Hi, hi. It's a bit windy, so this is going to be tricky. Cleanse your mind of all negativity so you can think in a good way. Cleanse your eyes of all negativity so you can see in a good way. Cleanse your ears of all negativity so you can listen in a good way. Cleanse your heart of all negativity so you can feel in a good way. And cleanse your body of all negativity so you can walk forward in a good way. So I've already drawn the cards. All the cards and decks that I use are created by indigenous authors or share indigenous teachings. And the decks, their names can be found in the description box below. And my spread shares teachings of the medicine wheel and the directions. And so the first card that came out in the direction of the east, card number 40, Two-Spirit, Diversity. The direction of the east is the area of springtime, the yellow quadrant, where Muslim sun rises. It's the time of our infancy. It's the place of new beginnings, fresh starts, of rebirth. And I receive these cards as what we are opening our minds to, or the teachings and wisdom that is on the horizon. And this Two-Spirit Diversity card tells me that we are in a time of expanding our perspectives, of opening our hearts to a new way of thinking, that perhaps we have been a bit stubborn, a bit stuck in our ways, and closed off to receiving or hearing or understanding fresh perspectives or our alternative outlooks on life or our situation. These perspectives could be coming from within, with new thoughts or new ways of seeing our situation during meditation or quiet stillness. Or these perspectives can be coming from externally, from other people, from the underlying teachings in our day-to-day experience, or even in our work life, where we feel it, maybe our old way of doing something isn't serving us anymore, and we feel called or being inspired to try something new. And so this Two-Spirit card is asking you to open your heart to seeing a new way, to receiving a new light, a higher perspective, to remain humble, and to find the courage to admit that maybe we've been limiting ourselves and only seeing what we want to see, ignoring what's right in front of our eyes, a different way of being. And from the south, the red quadrant of the medicine wheel, comes card number 5, Standing People, the teachings of the trees, of roots and giving. Now the south quadrant, the red quadrant, is the time of summer. It's the time of adolescence. It speaks to our passions, our careers, our creative endeavors, the things that we are working towards. And because this is the time of adolescence, I often receive these cards as things we are being stubborn towards seeing. Because in those adolescent years, we think we know everything. We don't want to listen to the advice of others. And sometimes we can be our own worst enemy, determined to make the mistakes and learn the hard way. And so this standing people card speaks of the power of the trees, which are all around us. The tree people have chosen a path of staying in one place, grounded in Mother Earth, so that they may just give. They take what we release, what we let go of, and they transmute that breath, that spent energy. They transmute that to replenish us and the earth with that fresh oxygen that we depend on, that we need. And it's said that the trees have more roots than they do branches. In order to stand tall and to grow up towards the light of Muslim sun, they first have to dig deep into the darkness, into the mud, to receive that unconditional love of Mother Earth, to soak in the waters, to accept that nutrition, so that they can grow and give. And so with this card, I'm seeing a tall birch tree, that we are this proud birch tree at this time. But it's giving stubborn. This birch tree grows straight and is stuck in its ways, is not open to receiving and seeing that alternate way of being, that new perspective that is being given to us. It's like we're rooted in our beliefs and unwilling to accept the teachings that are being so freely given. We're not open to seeing a diverse way, an alternate path ahead. We're just standing on that one leg we have to stand on instead of embracing our duality, embracing that fresh perspective, that offering. Now the card coming in from the west is 23, fall, stability. The black quadrant of the medicine wheel is a time for fall, for letting go, for making room. It's a time for quiet and going within. And so this bird in the card is grounded, which is telling me it's time to ground yourself. That maybe you've been flying too high with your head in the clouds, and you've been getting carried away with your thoughts, and they're playing tricks on you. You are being held back by your own perspective, and it's not serving you. This card is calling you to find stability, to find another leg to stand on. It wants you to sit with your feet in some water and to just see what emotions come up. To take a little quiet time for yourself, to allow a short season of fall to enter your life, of quiet, of going within, and of letting go of something that you've been holding on to for too long. You've got too tight of a grip on a certain perspective. This card says that you've been swimming upstream instead of going with the flow. You've been standing on one leg. And it's asking you to open your heart to that new perspective, that offering. That you think you've been above or better than or higher than seeing. You've been too stubborn to look at the truths in front of you. Now, coming in from the north, card number 32, the tree of life. This happened in the last reading as well. So interesting that from the south and the north are really, really mirroring each other. The teachings of the north, the white quadrant, is the time of winter. It's the time of elders and ancestors. And it speaks of healing that's coming our way. So it's not necessarily something that you need to work for, but you have to open your heart to receiving. And so the spread is showing me that the offer is already right in front of you, but you're turning your nose up to it. And you're being stubborn to receive that teaching from the trees, that offering. This tree of life card explains that each human is a leaf on the tree, and each leaf is unique in its own way, but one leaf does not make a tree, and that we are meant to learn from each other and to grow together. And so the north, your ancestors, your spirit guides are asking you to be humble and to recognize that you are just one leaf in this tree of life, and that you have something to learn from the other leaves around you, whether those be people in your life, whether that be the clouds, the plant nation, the animal elders that you find along your path. You have to let go of whatever perspective it is that you've been clinging onto, because you are meant to learn. You are meant to see something in a new light. Perhaps as a leaf, you are meant to shed your old way of being, maybe a bad habit that is no longer serving you, so that you can sprout a new bud and grow. Now, the next card is not a part of the medicine wheel, but it is a direction that we acknowledge as sacred, and that is the teachings of Father Sky, the masculine energy. And so I've changed up my card spread, and I've introduced another animal deck, and I've split the decks to the flying animals and the grounded animals. And so Father Sky is offering an animal elder for you to call on. And Father Sky and the masculine energy, that masculine side of ourselves, because each of us, no matter if we identify as man, woman, or two-spirit, we each possess masculine and feminine energies. The two-spirit are just gifted in harnessing both. That's why they are so revered and valued within indigenous culture, because they are able to embrace both sides of themselves, to walk in balance, to honor their duality. And so the masculine energy is that part of yourself that needs to take action, that offers protection, and that puts in the work to achieve your goals. And so Father Sky is offering Elder Blue Jay, speak up. The interesting teaching of this card is that blue jays have a very unique call, a very loud and unique voice. And they have this unique medicine where they can actually mimic the sound of a human, which is tricky. That's a tricky energy. And so this elder blue jay is coming in and is telling me that you've been deceiving yourself, you've been tricking yourself in some way, and you've been telling yourself what you want to hear. And the story that's been reflected around you, you've been seeing what you want to see, not what you need to see. When I go home to my parents up near Peace River, my dad has lots of bird houses, and we love to watch the birds. And I love when the blue jays come in because they're so beautiful, they're so unique. But my dad always mentions, whenever I point out a blue jay, that they're bullies, that they fly in and they kind of scare away the other birds, and they dominate the seed, and they just eat, and they keep the other birds away. And so that message is coming through for a reason. That memory is coming to me because it's telling me that the longer you turn your nose up to the the guidance and the wisdom, the teachings that are being offered to you that are right under your nose, that spirit is only going to get louder. Spirit is going to start to bully you until you are willing to open your heart to that fresh perspective, to that alternative way of being. So Blue Jay is not wanting you to speak up at this time, but Blue Jay is wanting you to close your mouth, to stop talking and to listen to that new message that's coming from within, or coming from the people or the storylines that are unfolding around you. And you can call on Elder Blue Jay to fly with you, to help you set aside your pride and open your mind and your heart to accepting what's being offered to you. Now, in that opposite direction, we honor Mother Earth, the feminine side of ourselves, that intuitive knowing, that wisdom, that spark of creation that comes from within. And so Mother Earth has another animal elder to offer you, and that is Wild Boar, card number 48. This is from the Jamie Sams Medicine card deck. And the wild boar speaks of confrontation and tells of a story of a man who got caught in a lie. And lying within tribes is a huge no-no. It's a big sign of disrespect, and they call that losing face. And when you lose face in a tribe, you have to prove yourself to be accepted back into that tribe, or you are shunned. You're not welcome. And so the man that lied is forced to fight to prove that he has learned from his mistakes. And he goes to sleep the night before he has to fight a wild boar. I'm just going to pause here for a second because there's some lovely ladies that are going to try to walk past here. And so the man who loses face by lying is forced to fight a wild boar to save face. And the night before he faces off against the razorback, wild boar comes to him in a dream and explains that the actual boar that he has to fight is the one within. That the man actually has to confront the untruths or the lies that he's been telling himself within. And so the wild boar is not actually an animal, but an aspect of self that has to be overcome, and is inviting you to defeat it. So the next day, the man faces the wild boar and defeats him, and keeps his tusk as a memory to always remind him that there are aspects of ourselves that are not always true, that are not always honest. We're not always right, and we always have something to learn. There is always something to be learned when we have the courage to confront the parts of ourselves that we know are hiding behind outdated thoughts or ways of thinking. So this boar is coming in and asking you to call on it and its medicine to walk with you, so you can summon the courage to be honest and look within at yourself and the parts of yourself that are no longer serving you, the parts of yourself that have been stagnant and stuck in their ways, and the parts of yourself that are ready to grow, that are ready to accept the new ways of thinking. You're being invited to expand, to grow. Now the message of within, that aspect of yourself that is the creator, that is tied in oneness to all that is, all my relations, is this: take a deep breath, which so beautifully fits the offering of the trees, who take our carbon dioxide and transform it into that breathable energy, that oxygen that we need. It's time to take a breath. It's time to slow down. It's time to go within. It's time to be brave. It's time to admit we have something to learn, to be humble, to speak a new truth. Take a breath and look at those parts of yourself that have been feeding you lies. Maybe this is someone in your life that has been feeding you lies. Maybe this is a job that you've been telling yourself you enjoy, but you actually don't. And it's time to admit that maybe you're overdue to move on to something else. So embrace the fall, go within, be brutally honest with yourself about what you need to let go of. Take a breath, accept that offering that is right under your nose, that is rooted and grounded all around you, before spirit has to get too loud and bully you into seeing a new way of doing things, a new way of seeing or interpreting your storyline. Just going to see any last messages that Spirit wants to clarify around this offering. Ace of Fire. There's something deep in your belly that is starting to communicate with you. There's a new creative passion that you've been ignoring. And it's time to open your heart. You are ready to see the light. It's okay in this instance to doubt yourself. Do not be too prideful to admit that you've got tangled up, that you've been stuck in your own way of thinking. If you're in a mess, it's time to be humble and to admit that you have some part in getting there. Stop pointing fingers to everything around you, to looking outside of yourself. And confront yourself. Those shadows, that darkness that you haven't been willing to look at. Buffalo sacrifices all of itself. And the grandfather has decades of wisdom behind him, years and years of hard lessons, of not respecting what's been in front of him, so that in those grandfather years, those elder years, he has made the mistakes, he has learned the hard way, and is able to see what's being offered right in front of him, because buffalo gives all of itself, just like the trees. They stand there with patience to just give and give and give, just like the buffalo. And so grandfather wants you, implores you to see the errors in your ways, to take accountability for your part in your situation, so that you can accept those offerings. One final message, please, Spirit, to close this out. Balance in the Four of Water and abundance. You are being offered another leg to stand on. Don't be too proud to accept that. Because it's through that balance and accepting of those diverse ways that you will move forward. You find growth. To be more whole. And to accept that abundance that is waiting for you on the other side. The other side of that deep dive into self, admitting of faults, letting go of untruths. I hope this message has helped you in some way. These readings are an offering from my heart to yours. And so if you found that this resonated with you in any way, the kindest way that you can complete the circle of reciprocity is to show your love for the reading by liking, comment below and let me know, how this applied to your life, or if it helped you, in what way it did. Share it with a friend. Help the channel, the community grow. To get these teachings out there. I'm so honored to sit in circle with you today to offer you this medicine, and I look forward to reading for you again. Kinanaskomten.